This is LonelyRS. I'm an Iron Man with the absurd goal of completing the entirety of old school RuneScape. From the collection log to the one-time completable things, welcome to Iron Completionist. A few months ago, I got this item right here, the Eye of Ayak. Although it's a fantastic item, I need something else to be able to use it to its full potential. The Imbued Heart. Despite having nearly 50 million XP in the skill, the Imbued Heart has still evaded me. In this video, I'm gonna try and change that. In late August, Jagex pushed out a ton of Slayer changes that drastically impacted the meta in more ways than I can really go into, but the most important one is that each Slayer Master now has its own block list. Because of this, I can manipulate Duradel, yes, I will always call it Slayer Master Duradel, into giving me Slayer monsters with the best chance of the Imbued Heart. Now, I have a bunch of Slayer reward points because I have not been back here since those Slayer changes, but also all of my block lists are just fully empty, so I need to make sure I allocate points to, reblocking things. I'm going to be turning off any additional boss tasks I can get, so there will be no Jads, there will be no Avian Seas, there will be no Like a Boss, just everything that I can turn off is being turned off, and now let's go set up the block list. Alright, so this is the list I'm going with. I know that this is probably killing you guys as much as it's killing me to see like Hellhounds and Dagonauts and Greater Demons on here, especially Necreals, but I will pretty much exclusively be aiming for just a few tasks when I'm going for this Imbued Heart. I will pretty much exclusively be doing Araxites, Smoke Devils, and Abbey Demons. Abbey Demons aren't nearly as good as the other two, but I can justify it a bit more because the chance will still be okay, and they're in the Catacombs so I can get some Dark Totems. Now, the reason I'm only doing these 3 tasks is because from the Superior, these all have a decent chance at the Imbued Heart, with Araxites and Smoke Devils being substantially better than Abbey Demons. The only thing better than this is Hydras, but I'd have to do Konar for that, and that's a whole other thing. Alright, so my first task is Dark Beasts. Now, I'll still be doing this because they actually also have a decent Imbued Heart chance, even though it's a slower task, but it's a good way for me to recoup some of the points that I'll be spending, because outside of the tasks that I mentioned, I will be skipping every single task all the way down until I have almost no reward points left, and that's that's the whole goal here. Imbued Heart or bust. There's our first absolutely gigantic task. Abyssal Demons. Honestly, I'm not really sure the best way to kill these. It's probably barraging over Venator Bow, but you're probably going to catch me using the Venator Bow 9 times out of 10. Figured I might as well show this too, because I know a lot of people get curious about stuff like this. The monsters I'm going to be killing are Abbey Demons. We currently have 18,173 kills. Araxites, we're at a little over 3,000. And Smoke Devils, we're at 12.6 thousand. I'm just kind of putting this here so that my editor can maybe reference it back. And when we do get the Imbued Heart, hopefully, without a crazy additional amount of time, we can just look back at those KCs and be like, oh, cool. Ooh. See, that's another benefit to doing these tasks, man. Every time you get to see the ground light up with a nice orange beam and an Abyssal Whip, there's going to be probably a lot of Abyssal Whip clips in this, so get used to it. Alright, nothing from the first Superior, but we can dream, okay? We can dream. Would've been cool. Dark Totem pieces are still nice. That also reminded me, given that this video is going to be pretty much entirely about Superior creatures, should probably show how many I have, which is 560. Now, don't let that fool you. I am definitely dry on the heart, but not as dry as it looks like because some of those came from Boost Slayer and other lower level content. There's another one. This is not gonna get old for me. For you guys, it'll probably get old real quick, but how many whips are we gonna have by the end of the video? Who knows? All right, this is a tough one. This is a really tough one, and it's gonna hurt my soul, but I'm gonna be skipping Dust Devils. It hurts, and yes, I can still get totem pieces while doing these tasks, but realistically, the drop rate for the Imbued Heart is just so much lower from these that it's really too hard to justify. Abbey Demons were barely making the list. Necreals didn't even make the list, so Dust Devils aren't gonna make it either, unfortunately. It still stings, though. You know something you aren't gonna want to block though? Stay with me here. Today's video sponsor, Raid Shadow Legends. You want to make sure you jump on the game right now to get powerful champions for free, like the Ultimate Death Knight, which you can get anytime before March 31st by using code UDKING if you're a new player. And this guy is cool. He reassigns enemy targets so they hit him instead, and then also heals himself back up anytime he sees enemies healing. Not just that though, he can shield and heal the rest of your squad with his abilities too. And in typical tank fashion, he provokes, fears, and debuffs, making him incredibly useful for PvE and PvP. PvP. But he will only be available if you scan my QR code or use my link and use promo code UDKing, so don't miss out on that. And as if that wasn't enough, they are giving away 2 additional epic champions. Tagore, an epic support champion from the Orc faction, and Tayrel, an epic from the High Elves faction that is widely considered to be the strongest epic champion in the whole game. Raid is also doing a huge crossover soon, like I'm talking absolutely massive, but I can't tell you guys what it is. All I'm allowed to say is that you have to download the game using my link right now to gain access to this exclusive legendary champion. And if you don't do it now, you're never going to be able to do it again. I wish I had opportunities to get champions like this when I first started Raid years ago, but it is a limited time offer, so you might as well log on and grab them now so you don't miss out if you change your mind later. Everyone loves AAA graphics, and Raid definitely swings for the fences on that one. Every character has some pretty intricate designs, making each one super unique. So seriously, go download the game using my link or QR code. You can play it on mobile, PC, and Mac, and get yourself Tagore and Tayrel by just hitting level 15, and use code UDKing by March 31st to get the Ultimate Death Knight to help with that leveling process. Also, once you're in there, don't forget to look for me under clan name Dabe. See you there. Alright, so I just burned through 12 skips there, which is a lot of Slayer points, but I'm doing this grind with the expectation of burning through all of my Slayer points, and when we get to that point, we'll be doing something slightly different. You know, one other thing that's really nice about this, sorry, there's a lot of side advantages. I'm going to be getting not only a lot of hard clues, but actually a lot of elite clues from these NPCs as well. I think Abbey Demons, Smoke Devils, and Araxites can all drop elites. It's actually kind of a nice little passive advantage. I've been talking about this for some time, but in the midst of doing this Slayer grind and hunting the Imbued Heart, there's something else that I've been really meaning to get back to doing, and that, my friends, is the Theater of Blood. Now, this place is really intimidating to me. I do have a lot of Theater of Blood KC, maybe not a lot by today's standards, but about 750 KC, and this was all done back in like 2018 or 2019. The log doesn't show the accurate items because these were all pre-log, but I have had every unique aside from the pet and the scythe, and of course the hard mode items because, again, it didn't exist at the time. The reason I never came back here though, or I guess it's technically 2 reasons, are 1, you need to find teams, and that's just something I don't really like to have to do most of the time. I like to play on my own schedule, not other people's schedules, but also it's just a really intimidating piece of content. I mean, there's probably already people right now who are yelling at me saying I shouldn't be using the Noxious Halberd. I don't know, I haven't been back here in over half a decade. I don't know what gear to use here, but there's all these crazy metas. It's just really intimidating, man. So I'm gonna try and go with people who aren't gonna yell at me for making mistakes or not doing everything perfectly, and we'll go from there. I'm fine, I'm not fine. God damn it. Oh, come on, a fucking 47, bro. That's just gonna hit me. Yeah, that's alright. Oh, and I fucking ran off of it. It's fine. I lived. It's okay. Stay alive and don't keep healing the boss like an idiot, please. You know what? You know what? I killed it. And that counts. Okay, where's the other one? I'll take this one. I think I can make... I make this. Yeah. We did it. I didn't die this... Oh, no, wait. No, I did. Never mind. I lied. See a nice white beam that actually makes this really helpful for my colorblind ass. Random clip here, but I mentioned, I think in the last video or the video prior, that I was going to be doing some Hispori, and we just hit 140 KC here without having the bucket, which I think means we are officially 4 times the drop rate. I'm pretty sure it's 1 in 35. I could be remembering incorrectly, but God, time-gated bosses. Hell yeah. And these guys are so, they're going right out. I want to see my stuff in the chest, all right? Don't judge me. Look at that. Whoa, my God. 1.1 million GP chest. I forgot how good the regular loot can be here at TOB. Oh, it's fucking fast, bro. Holy. Oh, hey, look, I got a little master task there, too, for the speed on that one. That's crazy fast compared to how long these used to take back when I did it, bro. Holy shit. Oh, that's Adior. Okay, never mind. It's Adior. It's not that crazy. I thought it was Rune. I'll just see my loot in the raid. They're all gonna judge me, but I don't care. This is the way. Alright, well, there's 750 TOB KC. Obviously, still learning. Have a lot that I need to learn still. But, you know, some improvement at least. Well, I'm kind of an idiot for 2 reasons. One, I probably should have done my hard clues before doing this gigantic Abbey Demon task, because I'm going to miss a couple of hard clues, but whatever, no big deal. 2, I took darts on this thinking, oh, that's a better way to tag the mobs than using the Eye of a Yak. And then remembered, the entire reason I bring the Eye of a Yak is to kill the superiors, so that I don't barrage and like waste kills on my task. Dumb. Ooh, there's another Abyssal Whip. I think this is actually like my 4th one already. I got one on mobile because I was like doing some housework and I figured Abbey Demons with Venator Bow is like the perfect mobile gaming kind of experience. Would highly recommend. I've also managed to actually fully just take a nap while doing this task, but that's just neat behavior, and I don't want you guys to know about that too much. Alright, fine, if you really want to know, because of my idle alerter, I could literally just put my head down on my desk and just lift my head up whenever I got a superior or my prayer ran low. Honestly, like genuinely might start doing that more often. It was pretty relaxing. Ooh. I totally forgot that that's something I can actually get while I'm doing these tasks. That's another pair of Arania boots sitting on the ground over there. Only 3.5 mil now, which I guess kind of makes sense because of the Avernic Treads. I don't know the names of any of these items anymore. Look at that little thing sneaking in there, hiding right under the Abbey Demon itself. Let me just grab your spine off the floor. Thank you. No! No, man! Fuck! Fuck, dude. Oh, that's so annoying. Oh, okay, so yes, bit of a rage reaction here, but there's a pretty simple reason why. The Eternal Gem is the literal exact same drop rate as an imbued heart. Here's the kicker. Is it gonna let me open this in combat? Of course it won't. All right, give me a second. Here's the kicker. If I go to the Slayer tab, I have 3 Eternal Gems in there. And ironically, I think this is actually my 4th gem, not my 3rd, because if I recall correctly, I have 2 in the bank right now, the one in my inventory, and then an Eternal Slayer ring actually crafted, which means that I have essentially hit the chance of getting an imbued heart 4 times now, and I've gotten the gem every time. That's just ridiculous. Let's put the silver lining spin on this. We're still pretty early into this video. I've only been working on it for like a little bit less than a week at this point, so it's not that bad. And it's 10 mil for the Death's Coffer. That's good. That's all I got, man. You know what? Little Abyssal Whip makes me feel a little better. Not a lot, but a little bit. Yes! Yes! Yes, dude, yes! Let's go! Oh my god. This is the same day. This is the same day as the gem. I've just been really fucking grinding it out today. Holy shit. He's done it. He's finally done it. You know, I would like show you guys the amount of superiors and stuff we did as a change, and I still will. That was only 1,000,000 Slayer XP since the start of this video, which, granted, still 1,000,000 Slayer XP. I don't remember how many superiors we started at. I was probably only 20 or 30 less than this. I don't know, I guess that's just the nature of the game sometimes, you know? I mean, I was already pretty dry on it, so I guess it's nice to just quickly end the dry streak. That is so huge, man. The Imbued Heart is a massive, massive item. And also, it's huge in the sense that my Slayer log is now 1 step closer to being completed. That was one of the hardest things I'm still missing on this log. And with that obtained, really the only bad thing we're now missing is the Dusk Mystic pieces. So kind of excited to go back to Konar soon and start working on those. Not now. For now, I have another celebratory thing to do. First of all, I'm taking out the Ancient Essence I have in my bank, which I know 420,000 Ancient Essence seems like a lot, and this is going to take 150,000 of it. But believe it or not, it's actually not that much, because I'm pretty sure I had like 1,000,000 at one point, and I'm using the Venator bow so much that I'm blowing through this. But we now have the Saturated Heart. The difference between the Imbued Heart and the Saturated Heart is the Saturated Heart is a 5-minute boost that brings me all the way up to 112 magic. The reason I was emphasizing this item so much, 112 magic is the highest boost you can get outside of like overloads and raid potions, so I'm super happy to have that. In celebration of getting the Imbued Heart, I plan on doing this at the end of the grind anyway, and even though I didn't do as long of a grind in this video as I was expecting, I have been saving up clue scrolls for a long time. I know you guys have seen me open a bunch of easy caskets and a bunch of hard caskets. Well, guess what? I already have 58 more hard caskets just from the Slayer I did in this video, and then I've been saving up elites for quite a while, and we have 150 of them, as well as 250 medium caskets. So I'm gonna open all these, I'm gonna get all of the master clues. We'll probably sprinkle some more TOB in there as well, because if if we're being honest, I don't think I want to do like 40 master clues in a row again. That sounds kind of miserable. So first things first, 31 easy clues that I think primarily came from birdhouse runs. I don't really expect to get too much from this. Oh, but of course we got to put the drip on first. Hang on. Of course I have to sport one of my 2 third-age rope tops. Sorry, that's never gonna get old to me, but let's go ahead and crack these easy caskets open. Let me swap the left click to reset here, and let's see what we get. If I happen to get a single log slot from this, I'd be pretty amazed. It's not particularly likely. It's always nice seeing the trimmed items though, man. Even though they're not useful to me, that's also a cool one. Wooden shield G. Salmon, the most useful clue of all, obviously. Bob shirt, the classic. Wow. Now that is an easy clue worth writing home about. Flared trousers, again, I already have all this stuff, but 3.4 mil out of an easy clue, 3 uniques in that easy clue, as well as one of the most valuable items. Awesome. I don't know if I'll POH that or if I will Death Coffer it. I'll have to check. All right, that's all the easies done. Unsurprisingly, no uniques there. However, the mediums, we have a pretty decent chance of seeing something. Ranger Boots grind way back in the day, before the collection log existed, and the POH worked a lot differently back then, so chances are I probably have had things like Adamant Plate Body H2 and H4, and pretty much most, if not all of the items that I'm actually missing from here, I've probably had at some point or another. You used to have entire sets and things to store them in your POH, and it just really wasn't worth the trouble back then, and we didn't have the bank space we have now. I'm still missing a bunch of items from this, but I might have already had them. The problem is, I'll never know. Either way, let's see if we can pull a couple of good slots here. With 250, I'm really hoping to get most of what I have missing filled in. Penguin mask. Absolutely beautiful. There's a little bit of alch value in these items, so I probably will actually keep them in the bank. Hey, there we go. Pink Elegant Legs is actually one of the best ones to pick up because that is rare comparatively to everything else. So we're missing 2 more pieces of Elegant and then a bunch of common stuff. Picking up the... Oh, is that a pink boater to go with it? Oh, it's a white boater. No one cares about that. Old Bandos cloak there. Not the right piece of Elegant, but that's okay. There's way too many pieces of Elegant to freak out about that. 600k clue because the Narda teleports. That never gets old, bro. Those are so ridiculously expensive. It's insane. And master number 4. All right, master clue break. All right, back at it, Mr. Medium Clue. What do we got? It's funny looking at the value of mediums, as you know that it's going to be under a mil. Crier Bell, Purple Sweets, the wrong piece of Elegant. I think that's the same piece I picked up earlier, actually. Another piece of Elegant. All right, now you're being a little mean now. All right, that's 1,500 medium clues done, which is pretty crazy. Medium clues, though, are probably the best tier for a collection logger because they're actually feasible to complete. There's nothing on here that's like abhorrently rare, like every other tier has at least a handful of items that are abhorrently rare, aside from beginners, but beginners don't count. Those aren't real clues. No, I was sitting here saying I hope I get all the items I'm missing, but I only had 1. I had like 5 strength dammies. Oof. The double oof, the wrong plate and the wrong piece of Elegant. That's pretty rough. Hey, there's something a little interesting. Climbing boots, G. And holy sandals. This account doesn't like ranger boots very much. Alright, there's Master 5. Wow, this has not been as eventful as I've been hoping so far. 18 more mediums. Do we get another log slot? Maybe I was expecting too much, but it's actually kind of nice because mediums are really easy to AFK from Dagonoths, so I don't mind needing to go for more of them. They're a very passive tier to get, and again, because I can AFK them in the catacombs, I'm gonna end up getting a lot more totem pieces, so definitely no complaints there. I will say, I expected to get more than 1 item from 250 medium clue scrolls, but I think we just ended up on the shallower side of things in terms of RNG there. What's really crazy is the fact that I've opened 1,600 mediums on this account, and I've actually only had the 1 pair of ranger boots, and the one that's in the log is the only one I've ever had because I used my Pagations on it for the retroactive log thing, so 1 pair of rangers in 1,600, that's not great. Now, I have 58 hard clues here to open as well. I don't expect to get anything from these because I'm missing just very rare items in the hard clue section, so I'd be happy if we get a single log slot from any of these. Especially if it's a piece of third age, you know? Huh? Or we just get back-to-back masters. That's fine, I guess. MED high top, it's pretty. Oh my god, we actually did! Wow. Also, what a fucking clue, by the way. A master, a Zami Fulhelm, which is really expensive, and a Bandos D'hide Shield. That is honestly really incredible to get. Alright, a couple more masters done, a couple more hard clues to open. Random medium clue in there as well from a birdhouse run. Ooh. Always happy to see a Robin Hood hat in there. The funny part is, I said, yeah, 600k this clue is from the teleports. But hey, Robin Hood hats are always pretty. There's both red D'hide bodies in there. Okay, it's also weird. Alright, this is the last of the hard clues. I'm actually pleasantly surprised that we got a slot from those. Finishing at 2,420. That is a lot of hard clues. Alright, now 150 elites. I can't really emphasize to you how long it takes to gather elite clues, especially in this capacity, especially on an iron. There's a lot. There's a lot from elites that I'm still missing. A lot of the very common items, and of course a lot of the mega rare, like, tuxedo pieces, so I'm really hoping that we can knock out a fair few slots in 150 elites, but some mimics would be nice for a chance at the Ring of Third Age. We're gonna get a bunch of master clues from this too. Hopefully we can get, like, I want to say 2 to 3 slots would be ideal from this. Starting off with a kit, we do have it, but it's still technically unique. Every plank under the sun, somehow that's an elite clue. Hey, there we go. Look at that. Boom. We already got one slot, the Royal Gown Bottom. Love to see that. Love to see that. Dupe Adamant Dragon Mask. Hey, there's our first Mimic. Let's go knock that out. And this is also my first chance to use my new shiny Saturated Heart. So that's kind of nice. I probably should have gotten full HP before getting here, but that's okay. We'll figure that out. Well, the Ivy Ock does a lot more damage when you have a Saturated Heart, huh? I mean, makes sense, but I just saw 41 and that wasn't even my max hit. Wow. That is nice. That is really, really nice. Okay, number 23, what do you got in the box? Extra death runes. It's okay. Alright, I'm doing some stuff in between opening all of these, so there's just going to be random caskets in addition to the elites every now and then, but a couple of easies. Nothing. Medium. Nothing. 2 hard caskets. Nothing. Alright, back to the elites. Oh, there's the Royal Gown top to go with the Royal Skirt thing we got earlier. Unfortunately, I already have it. And the Musketeer hat. Hey, we got a full outfit out of these clues, at least. 2 tap of key feels weird to me. Hang on. That's normal. I got it confused. A full crystal key is the mega rare one, I believe. Ooh, there we go. Another new item, the Dragon Cane. I'll take it. So I've gotten 2 items from elites. Hopefully we get a few more, but at the very least, I don't feel like I saved them all up for nothing now, you know? And also, that is elite clue number 600 on the iron. That's a lot of elites, dude. Ooh, a little top hat to celebrate. And a royal... Dude, we're gonna get the full... I'm not gonna lie, I definitely thought that was a piece of Gilded, and I got moderately excited and then disappointed when I thought I got a piece of Gilded without seeing a collection log pop up. But no, we're just gonna get the full royal outfit in one opening. Why not? Dude, so many freaking royal pieces. Alright, there we go. That's our 5th master. Time to go see you guys in an hour and a half. Alright, back again. Immediate master. Immediate 2nd master. I was waiting for it to just be 4 in a row, to be honest with you. Ooh, Mimic. Alright, that's spicy. Alright, lucky Mr. Mimic. Not lucky Mr. Mimic. Ooh, lucky Impling. Always gotta hope for something cool from a lucky Impling. 100 air runes. Amazing. Count it. And I'm taking my chest in here because I'm a gamer. Meh, he lives. Oh, did someone get one? Hey, look at that. We saw purple. Nice. What's in the box? A Vernic Defender. Not that surprising, but hey, it's a purple. Alrighty, let's see what we got. Got the drip on for extra luck. Immediately Mimic. Look at that. The extra luck works. Alright, let's see if lightning strikes twice by putting the drip back on before we open it. Boom! 15 raw mana rays. In fact, I would argue that is quite the opposite of luck. Thought that was a piece of Gilded. It is not, just a scarf. Ooh, hey, we did get a new one. Steel Dragon Mask. That's a nice one. I think I've had like 5 of the Adamant Dragon ones, so getting a new one is very, very welcome sight there. Happily take that. Whoa! Again, I've actually, ironically, had both of these in this opening, but a double unique elite clue is not a common sight to see at all. Quite rare, actually. Master clues are a very common sight to see, though. Alright. Wow. Instant Mimic. Always take the plank, and the Mimic reward is Death Runes. Alright, it's time to get me some more collection log slots. Boom. Fuck. What the hell is that? 2 rune plate legs and 49k. That is a clue right there. Master. Another master. Another master. Yeah, I was really hoping that would just be like, boom, done. Break time, and by that I mean work time. Got another dragon mask. Look, the same dragon mask 2 clues later. Alright. Okay, that one's mithril. Okay, that's just the color blindness coming in, I'm not gonna lie. At a glance, those look like the same color to me. At least that one's different. I was about to fucking lose my shit. Alright, we're getting like every possible dragon mask, and I think we have them all now. Wow, what a clue. Musketeer pants, ranger's tunic. Unfortunately, we do have both of those, but it still looks nice. That would have been way cooler if it was ranger tights in the same clue, especially because I think I need ranger tights, but that's still nice. Hey, mimic. Mimic results. Alright. You know what, honestly, wines are not bad. Again, this piece is going to get me every time. I'm always going to think that that's a piece of gilded. But wines are not too bad. Alright. Oh, okay. Guess we don't need the wines when you hit a mega rare potion roll. You know, honestly, we have had some pretty decent rewards from clue scrolls lately. So, you know, missing 1 mega rare roll, it's really not the end of the world. Some sagacious spectacles, unfortunately have them. That's a cool item. Some of these, man. Some of these clues. Mimic, always welcome. Surely this is the 1/3 H cloak. Boom. Fuck. Yeah, blood runes are actually probably the best normal mimic reward, I'd have to say. We did get the full royal outfit, though. There's the crown. That is the full royal outfit in this opening. That's kind of crazy. All right, I'm actually gonna drop this and in a weird way, sort of hope we don't get any more master clues. But if we do, we do. Lesser. Oh, whoops! I opened a master. That's not right. Hang on. That was a mistake. Immediately recognize that as a master clue unique. Alright, well, okay, I was gonna say hope I don't get any more masters so I don't have to take another break, but that's another set of 5, so let's go send them. Can't really complain about that. It's not a bad thing. It's just a delay. Already 9 more elites to go. Hey, there's the Ranger Tights. Okay, I guess I do have them. I thought I didn't. But hey, Ranger Tights and the Ranger's Tunic in one opening. And Holy Wraps on the next clue as well. That is 700 elite clues done. Another top hat sliding in there. Man, the game really wants me to do more master clues, huh? Alright, there's a Mimic. Alright, Mimic number 29. Jugs of wine, or Zami wines. They're the same thing to me. And a 4th master. Alright, well, I'll see you guys in another hour. Alright, when all is said and done, I have 46, it should have been 47, master caskets. I'm really hoping to get some stuff from these because, as you guys know, master caskets are not quick to come by. But most of the stuff I'm missing at this point is pretty rare. I think the Ale of the Gods is the only, like, normal rarity item I'm even missing at this point. Screw it. If we get an item, awesome. Starting off with 2 uniques and a single clue, which is really cool, but unfortunately, I do have both of them. Into another unique. Okay, okay. Good sign of things to come, maybe. Or maybe not, who knows? I mean, whatever. It pays to be an optimist. I'm gonna keep trying to be an optimist here. Maybe we get the Bloodhound today. Could happen. Another bowl wig and a Hood of Darkness. Maybe the game's telling me I should change my haircut, I don't know. 87 wines is pretty cracked. Some half moon spectacles. Into the gloves of darkness. Ooh, okay, that's weird as hell. Well, that was the one item I'm missing, and I just got 2 of them in the same clue. That is super weird. Like, the chances of that are insane. Oh, I'm dumb. I totally missed the Greater Demon Mask and Lovacaine Hood down here too. So, okay, so there are a couple more common items I'm missing. But we got one from Masters, so all in all, I'm satisfied with that. At least I'm gonna convince myself I'm satisfied with that. Down to 10 Masters already, and I haven't had a single Mimic from these either, by the way. Samurai boots. I thought that was like a dupe piece of the mummy outfit, and I was about to flip my shit into the samurai casa, and that is 400 master clues opened. Wrong hood, unfortunate. All right, well, here's our last one. That's crazy. I just opened over 40 master clues with not a single mimic from that. That is actually wild. But up to 1,411 collections logged, less than 200 to go, at least currently. I'm sure more stuff's going to get added and bump my number back away from that again as I work on some of the slower grinds. A huge video for me. We got the imbued heart somewhere in here. I keep forgetting where I put it, and that's just an absolutely massive item. Started poking at TOB again. I'm happy with that too. At least I'm getting kind of slightly more used to it, and some pretty big clue milestones. So you know what? I'll take that. Been a long time coming for this one, so I'm happy to say I can finally say that I have arguably one of the most important Slayer items in the entire game. Either way, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time, where we make some good use of this imbued heart, hopefully. Peace out.